we'd like to welcome you
to a little place that we think is really cool.
Let's talk about the music, let's have a laugh.
You already know what it is.
Is it The Plug?
Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. It's the Plug Podcast. You already know who it is. So why are we still singing this? Let's get on with the Plug Podcast. Or is it?
Or is it? That's the question. That is the question. Is it The Plug Podcast? And is it Josh Taylor?
Is it? Am I Josh Taylor?
And is it Diego Barraza?
Are you Diego
Am I?
Barraza?
And is it our special guest who's going to introduce themselves?
Ethan Jegers.
Ethan Jegers.
Woo, welcome.
We were just discussing
Is
it's
it?
not Jegers. We know
not
what it's
Jegers.
not. We know what it's not. We know it's not Jegers. We know
Yeah.
it's not Jegers
Or Hedges.
or Hedges.
Hedges?
There's some confusion.
We're doing Ethan Jegers bombs.
People like think it's more
Complicated.
more complicated than
Than
it's
it is.
actually spelled out.
Yeah, yeah, and
Yeah,
it's
it-
just phonetically is exactly how it looks.
Give us a lowdown. Where'd the name come from? What?
It's a long story.
Long story, is it? Oh shit,
Yeah.
maybe I should have asked. No, go, hit me.
I think there's
Just Eastern European and
Yeah.
like all the rest.
Yeah.
Shout out Latvia, right?
Latvia, that's what it was.
Latvia.
I've come across two Eastern Europeans at my new place. I say new, it's been like 6 months. At my place of work now. One Estonian lady and one lady
Oh,
who...
sick.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And one lady who grew up in Bosnia.
Mad.
And then moved to Serbia as like a young adult and now lives in Australia.
Oh, no way.
Fucking. Oh,
Eastern Europeans, bunch of legends.
yeah. A whole bunch of legends.
Bunch of legends.
Bunch of legends.
We got a song.
Oh, of course. Sorry. Thank you.
No, it's alright.
No, it's all
I
right.
forgive you, mate.
Here we go. Here's the song.
What would you like to plug about yourself?
Yeah.
And that is the question, isn't it? Or is it?
Possibly the first person we've had on that's
The question why they're on the podcast.
no, the first one that we've had on that's been on the podcast before but not on a main series.
Oh,
episode.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But I think it was this time last year that we did that
Oh,
episode.
it must have
Yeah,
been
it would have had to be
exactly
because
around this
yeah,
time
South by
last year.
Southwest.
Because, there's the South by Southwest episode that you were maybe or maybe not a part of.
Yeah. You haven't stuck into this one, have you? I mean, maybe
Yet.
not, or maybe you have.
Yet.
Oh, well, maybe this is my first appearance.
The night is young, right?
The night is young. No, I think it's... So tonight there's the completely free Fest by In West, which I'll be going to, but it's completely free, so no need to swipe badges off of the front desk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not that you would do that.
Not that anyone would... Not that
No,
I would
that'd be
encourage
silly.
anyone to do so, but...
If anybody is watching this from South by Southwest, then please don't hold that against me.
I don't think, legit, I don't think they would even hold that against you.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I was talking to about it, but they were like, yeah, the passes are expensive, but they get them shits out like they're nothing, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, you have a pass, you have a pass, you have a pass.
Yeah, it feels that
no,
way.
let's talk about Ethan Jegers, the musician.
The
Yes, the musician.
Sometimes.
The musician sometimes musician.
Yeah, what do you want to plug?
Yeah, so I had a new single called No Time for Love come out a month ago.
Yeah,
A month ago, yeah, fuck yeah.
Quite recently.
So,
Yeah,
like,
feels
very
super,
recently.
feels super fresh.
bit more than a month once this episode actually comes out.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
true. But and how'd that go? I noticed. I remember there was some. How do I put this? There was some trouble with the single cover.
Yes.
How crazy is that?
Let's open
So
with that.
I had the idea, right? Like,
Yeah.
sort of like pinching an idea off Charlie.
Yeah, nice, yeah,
Put all the lyrics for the song on the cover.
yeah.
But my distributor, Ditto, they
Yeah.
don't. Apparently, they don't allow text on the covers for Apple stores, so they rejected my single cover for that.
Wow,
Did they reject Charlie's?
I don't know.
That's
Have
a
to
bit
ask
telling,
her.
isn't it?
wow, that's crazy.
No, it is. It is kind of wild.
And it's only the Apple store that would reject it. So
Yeah, only Apple.
only Apple. So did Ditto reject it on all like across like the board?
Well, Ditto. It was all cool on Spotify. It was all cool everywhere else
Okay,
but
right.
Apple Music.
Right.
Shout out Tidal.
So did it change on Spotify or just?
Yeah, I changed the cover all over Spotify. I tried to do like a bit of a barcode thing Just to be a bit cryptic.
I remember you telling me this,
yeah.
and I was like, this is a great idea.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like lyrics on the front cover.
No, I remember. I think.
Covers literally used to be just the cover on the front and lyrics on the back.
Yeah. And I remember you sending me like some drafts for the cover art, and when you were like, "Oh, I'm gonna go for like this like text on the front idea." I'm like, "It's really good."
Yeah.
And then Apple Music was like, "Hey, nice cover,
Nice idea.
good. You still like it? Good."
Change that shit, huh?
Just like shit that you have to deal with.
Took
Yeah.
him to the back alley, bro.
And it's like,
fucked.
I would just love to know for what reason.
We all going on a drink? Is it?
and
Should we have
yeah.
all done this at the same time?
Yeah, sorry. We interrupt.
oh god, we interrupted.
We interrupt this podcast with a drinks break and the gimbal dying. So while we all took a drinks break, including the gimbal for some reason. So this song, which was actually, I mean, we got some early action on this song because we both played on it, right?
Oh yeah, facts.
Yeah, we did.
You played in this?
I did.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah. I got two works, Joss Forbes Taylor and Diego Barraza to play on this track.
I did. Yeah, that's
you,
us.
guys.
Yeah, no, and I remember receiving it from Eugene Dunn from Genie Baby.
Genie Baby, also
who,
shout out.
Who produced it?
Should we get
That's
that guy
a
a plug?
What's up? Oh yeah, sorry.
That's a plug.
Let
Plug one
let
day?
me get a ding up. I always forget where it is.
No, it's definitely not on this. Yes, it's .mp3.
There we go.
Shout out Genie Baby.
Shout out Genie
Genie
Baby.
Yeah, I remember. I was thinking, who did the drums in this? It's garbage.
Oh,
No, I'm joking.
whatever, dude.
I actually like. Did you do the drums first before anything else? Is that?
It was me and you.
I was gonna say. I think I recorded, bass
the
first, didn't I?
guitar, and you came to the studio with Jeannie and me on that day,
Yes.
and then we got Diego to do the drums for
Yeah,
us.
I was gonna say. I thought I played to just like MIDI drums.
Yeah,
so,
you
yeah,
did.
You
there
did.
go. I didn't even realize you added drums in post. So good on you, man.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got it done. And it ended up sounding pretty good.
Yeah, I really liked the new one.
It's a lot more energetic and more of a punkish feel than
I don't know,
everything else.
I think like because the song before this was Milky Way, right? And I think that was like definitely from what I gather, I feel like that was more like inspired by like like UK kind of work, and then I feel like No Time for Love, it feels more like Australian.
Yeah.
to me.
Sure. Okay.
It does actually, yeah. Like the Milky Way sounded a bit more UK ballad.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's
sure.
that's the vibe that I got. And but no, I really like the new song. I do. And I liked it when I first heard it because I got to hear it before other people. So.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Exactly. Yeah, we're pretty cool like that.
Yeah, we're pretty sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually recorded the bass on that one.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
No, it's how is it working with Genie Baby? Because I know he's always trying to
Yeah, well,
work basically.
well, I remember I just came up to him one day and said, "Oh, like I'm making some music, so
Fucking help me.
is there can anybody like help me out with this?"
Yeah,
But
nice.
He was learning mixing at the time, and he thought, "Oh, well, I can produce this for you.
Yeah,
I can
nice.
make some songs together." So
Wonderful.
we're just basically learning this whole process
Together. That's pretty fun.
That's
That's
cool.
pretty cute.
That's
Yeah.
really really cool. I'm into it.
No, I love Genie, and he's a really good producer.
Yeah.
He is a good producer.
Yeah. And I feel like every time like something gets released with his name on it, it gets better and better. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
there's like such a steady
constant improvement.
He's
Yeah,
now producing for his other band, the Ten Knees, at the
Knees,
moment.
Oh, is he
yeah.
actually? That's cool.
Yeah, he's co-producing for them, I think.
Nice
Nice.
one. Nice one,
Shout out
Genie
to Ten
Baby.
That's another
Knees.
plug.
That's another
Plug
one.
alumni.
That's another one.
Plug to
Season
the Ten
2,
Knees.
Yeah.
episode 6.
Possibly, hands down, one of the worst recording experiences we've ever had.
Episode 5.5 and 6.
Yeah, it was like there's like so much audio and content that the world will never hear just
Yeah.
because of all the problems we had.
We had Leo in an episode, and then we couldn't have them on an episode.
Yeah, Leo was there, spent a whole 2 hours hanging out,
Recorded an episode.
recording episode, and then
never
the
got released.
file corrupted. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that happens sometimes.
But we wouldn't have met Genie, really.
Yes, that is also true.
We probably would have at some point, but we met Genie because the second time they came in to record, Leo couldn't do it, so Genie came instead.
Yeah.
So it all works out.
Yeah,
It works out in the end.
It works
Butterfly
out.
effect.
Yeah. That's how it goes. So, what about because I know you're pretty fresh to this whole thing. Would you say? Would you say?
Yeah, I'm basically like a bit of a noob Yeah.
10 minutes. Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, I am a bit of a noob.
Bit of a noob. Bit of a noob. So
Speaking of noobs,
okay.
we're going to do something else and talk more about you being a noob in a second.
Thanks for interjecting, Josh.
That's all right. That's all right. I just want to make sure we're on top of it. We're going to do something called the lightning round.
Okay, so lock the fuck in, Ethan. It's time to play.
You don't want to be a noob at this.
No,
There's merch on the line here.
So, something I want to preface this with is Ethan did the intro completely blind. He said, no practice run, I've listened to enough that he knows what he was doing, and that was proven true. Now, Ethan, do you know how the lightning round works?
I should know how it goes.
Yeah,
Should know.
So basically, Joss and I will alternate asking you questions one at a time. You have a minute to answer as many of those questions as possible,
Yep.
whether truthfully, untruthfully, factually, unfactually. Your choice. The goal is quantity, not quality,
Yep.
because that's the game these days.
Slow facts.
And we're gonna be playing some distracting music the whole time in the background. I'll get a cheeky little stopwatch up for. Oh, just okay. All
I'm
right.
just gonna
we're
put
sharing legs.
Just going to put it between us.
We're sharing a laptop between.
Have you already
between two
read
legs.
them?
Yeah, it's already. It's all ready to go, mate.
That's fucking great.
Let's get this zoomed in a little bit so we can actually read it.
Sorry, just one of the questions makes me laugh every time. I don't know why.
And nobody knows what we're talking about. Okay, Joss, you want to hold the stopwatch?
Yes,
'Cause
and
I
you want to
feel
get the song going?
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna get the song going. Ethan, how you feeling? Are you ready? Any questions?
Oh, I should be pretty good at this.
Okay.
Bet. The high score to beat is 22.
22 this season.
22.
Set by...
Buddy Wire. No, not Buddy Wire. As people.
As people. Yeah, I think this is the fucking one we're going to keep
we kept getting them mixed up.
I think I had it right, and then you asked me the opposite. I was like, no, you're right. And then
Oh
I
my
was
God,
actually
dude.
right. So who the fuck knows? It's... Look, we know
Anyway,
it's
it's
either
22.
It's 22, and it's either as
people or Body Wire. I'm
and I
pretty
think
certain
it's
it's as people.
Yeah. Well, it was a duo, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's 2 versus 1 here.
It is.
Yeah, you're right.
It
but
is.
look, sometimes two minds can
Slow
fault
things
you. So
down,
like, anyway,
yeah.
let's
All
try.
right, let's hook in. Here's the distracting music. I'm going to turn it down as soon as it starts because it's pretty loud. Ethan, are you ready?
Yep.
All right, here we go.
We are going to start the lightning round in 3,
You start.
2, 1. Ethan, do you formally agree to watch all 3 Lord of the Rings extended cuts with us after the podcast?
Yes.
I'm gone, Servo. Do you want anything?
I don't know.
How, still to this day, has Drake not been cancelled?
I don't know.
iPhone or Android?
iPhone.
Carly or Tony?
Oof. Both.
What superpower would you have?
Teleport.
Purple grapes or green grapes?
Green grapes.
What's your favorite season?
Summer.
Need something?
What?
Who do you work for?
I'm a camera person.
Is music actually subjective?
Yes.
Favorite member of the Fellowship?
Sam.
Which is the superior citrus?
Don't know.
What would you like to plug?
Myself.
Favorite Kirk soft drink flavor?
Lemonade.
Up or what?
Upper what?
Who performs the Big Bang Theory theme song?
Never watched it.
What night do you put the bins out?
Thursdays.
Whose music career do you wish was yours?
Paul McCartney.
Favorite tap beer?
Tui's.
Favorite element on the periodic table?
Pass.
What is the best fast food sandwich?
Macca's.
A Macca's, okay.
Pass! I don't think anyone's ever passed before. That's so funny to me. I don't know why. Dude, I just lost it. Pass is so funny. There's something, they're like, I don't know why it's so fucking funny, but just being like,
You got 21 questions in and you're like, pass.
No, you got 22.
Oh.
You got 22.
Yeah, so you're tied for
You are
first.
tied first place, Ethan Jegers. Congratulations. We might need to
God.
Do a tiebreaker.
give out. Yeah, we'll have to do a tiebreaker or give out
Oh, God,
a
that's
lot of
so
shirts. Getting 20 questions in, just nailing it the whole way and just going pass. It's so funny.
Well, I like that there was one. What is the superior citrus? You just said dunno.
Dunno.
You could have said that for that one, but you were like, nah.
No,
pass.
pass. This one I'm passing. I know the answer to this one, but I don't want to answer it.
Oh god, what else is there?
Well done. Very,
go.
very well done,
I
my
love
friend.
the pure confusion and need something.
What? I said Oprah what? You said Oprah what? Just repeated the question. So good. Absolutely fantastic effort.
Oh god, that's so funny.
It's such a fantastic effort that you are tied first place.
Yes, congratulations.
Congratulations.
And anyway, you're a noob.
And yeah, so you're a noob, right? So you're pretty fresh to all this. So do you have many plans? Like, what's your approach for like a live show, for instance? Is there one like in the works? Are you...
Yeah, well, we've been talking about a live show for a while, but I just have to wait and see how that's going to pan out.
Sure.
Maybe one closer towards the end of the year.
Okay,
That'd be
cool.
exciting.
Yeah, that'd be very, very exciting.
And you have like a full set of songs and stuff like that?
Yeah, including some stuff that nobody's ever heard before.
Nice. That's very exciting.
Any covers in mind? Or is that spoilers?
So you're going to have to go to the show to find out.
very good. Very good.
Very good.
Very good. He's a pro.
Can I know about? Because I am in the band.
He's a noob, but he's a pro. No, you get to find out when you get to the show as well.
All right, guys, I'm ready. What are we playing? What?
YYZ?
Bad country. What? Bad country. Sorry, what? No, that's fun.
So you've got 2 singles out.
Yeah, I've got...
Well, as in this year.
Oh,
Sorry.
well, I have three singles out, but the first one's a bit shit.
That's a bit harsh.
But Milky Way was released this year as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah, like Milky Way was the second single,
Yeah.
but really, like, that's sort of like the first time that I really knew what I was doing.
Yeah,
Sure,
nice. Yeah. So what's the plan from here on out? Now that you have a better grasp on things, and you know every song recorded is something learned, I'm sure. So,
Yeah.
what are you thinking? What's next? What's coming up?
I'm hoping to record more music towards the end of the year, maybe
Nice.
like plan for early next year.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Well, I want to try something a bit different with the next couple songs. Maybe try to add a bit more electronic elements that I put on the last single.
Yeah,
cool.
for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, No Time for Love.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just kind of like building upon that and experimenting.
Yeah, but I like to try something different each time. Like,
yeah. Hell
I
yeah.
don't really like
Doing the same thing.
doing the same thing over and over because it's less fun like that.
It is less fun like that. I think I
Less
tend
fun.
I tend to agree. It's always fun to like when you're, especially in a recording sense, like being in a studio. It's like such a like it's such
a blank canvas.
Yeah, exactly. It's such a unapologetic space to be like just like fuck around basically.
Yeah, especially if you're new to it, you know, you just work it all out.
Especially if you're new to it. There's
Yeah.
Experiment.
so much to find about the process, about your own process, because everyone's is different. So that's very exciting. Such like a fresh sort of space to be in, and
Yeah, 100%.
must be very exciting.
Should we
Well-
do... Well, you
Well,
talk, please.
I think the songwriting part is usually like the most relaxing part of it.
Oh,
Alright,
true.
yeah,
You find that relaxing.
Yeah, I find songwriting the most relaxing part.
And what's the most stressful part?
Just like recording the whole thing.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
that's
Because
fair.
it's always like I have a vision of how it sounds like in my head.
Yeah.
And it's like trying to get it as close.
Yeah, trying to execute.
I know what you
on that,
mean.
yeah.
It's tough, 'cause
as
you're
close
like-
as possible.
You're like, this is what it's going to sound like. You record it and you're like, this doesn't sound like what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting the execution right is always part of the battle. But I think like if you, I personally believe it's like if it's a good song, then it'll kind of find its way through.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think you need to accept that, like, it's probably not going to turn out exactly how you think it's going to turn out in your head.
But sometimes that's like
But
maybe
exactly.
a good thing.
Yeah,
Exactly, it's not a bad
I
thing
think that's
at
sort
all.
of good for me. It's like I'm always trying to chase something.
Yeah,
You know, like-
absolutely.
It's like the dog chasing the car. Like they'll just keep on going forever and ever until they eventually catch it, and then just like drop the guitar down one day and call it a day.
You're Sisyphus, bro.
You're Sisyphus. Yeah.
Keep pushing that boulder.
Recording songs is pushing your boulder up the mountain. Ooh, whoops. Where's my Instagram app? Anyway, so
What's happening on Instagram, bro?
It's something about the football.
I'm not interested, all right? Let's move on. We're doing a podcast.
Sorry, it was an
Please.
accident. It was an accident. I just looked at my phone and Instagram was open. I don't know what
Get
happened.
roasted, bro.
Sorry. So,
Should we
new
do-
music gigs coming up.
Plugs?
Plugs. So, who would you like
Rapid
to...
fires?
This is the part of the podcast where we rapid fire sort of
I
plug
think
people
we've
that you wanna
already
rapid fire
plugged a
plug.
couple. I would like to plug Joss Forbes Taylor
Oh,
Thank you.
and Diego Barraza.
Wow, we get plugged.
Yeah.
How often does that happen?
Yeah. Oftentimes,
Oh,
people
well-
come on, they're like, who are you guys? I've never even heard of you guys.
One for Joss,
Yeah, thank you.
and then one for me as soon as I just... There we go.
Yeah,
But you've got music coming out soon, don't you?
I wouldn't.
Surely,
I
right?
wouldn't say soon.
round the corner, right?
I don't want to put a time.
Let's
around
put like
it.
an October, end of October.
It's October now.
Yeah. When this episode comes out.
Yeah.
So your music should be out. Like,
No,
Okay.
probably not.
all right, fair enough.
No,
On New Year's
Well,
Day.
I've only recorded the 2 songs, and I don't know when either of them are going to be released. So, but I'm going to record way more before I release anything.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Just like build up to an EP.
Yeah,
Is that
something
right?
like that. Yeah. Well, I appreciate the plug, regardless.
Yeah.
But it's not happening soon.
I'd like to plug Genie Baby, my
Yes,
producer.
you have to. You have to plug Genie
have to-
Baby.
There you go, Eugene.
There you go, Eugene. There you can,
no complaining. All right?
get off my back about it. Jeez, Eugene.
And he plays for the Tinnies, so I'll plug the Tinnies again.
One for the Tin Knees as well. Again, season 2, episode 5.
I would like to plug Manning for letting me borrow his bandmates.
Oh, very good, very good.
That's fun.
Should plug Manning.
Yeah.
What else we got?
Also,
He's got something else.
me, Lawson, and Cass got Oasis tickets during the week.
Wow,
Plug
Oasis. Very
Big
good.
Wheels.
That must be
And
very
Big Wheels,
exciting.
yeah, actually plug
And
Big Wheels.
plug Big
Fuck,
Wheels
I forgot about Big
while
Wheels.
we're at it. We'll plug
Yeah.
Big Wheels too. Yeah, nice one.
How much were they?
A lot.
Like, okay, we'll leave it there.
Undisclosed. It was just. How much were they? And it's just an image of Ethan holding a bag
of money.
with a dollar sign on it.
A lot of my paycheck for that week.
Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, man. But hey, you got him. You're gonna go see Oasis
Yeah,
next
but
year?
I just hope they fucking don't break up.
Don't
before.
cancel. Yeah. That's, you have a whole 12 months where you just be biting your nails, just waiting for Liam Gallagher to say something fucked up.
Yeah, they're probably
Or
going to
not
kill each
go.
other on stage.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
that's what you pay the money for, right? To watch
Yeah.
them tear each other apart on stage.
Hopefully they fight when they get here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
That's the goal.
exactly. Hopefully by here they'll be like in each other's faces.
Yeah, they'll be ready to
Yeah,
smash
he's gonna be
guitars
like,
on
you
each
and
other.
I are gonna live forever, and then everyone's gonna be like, yeah, not on my watch, blood, and then fucking stab.
Is that what UK is like in your head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They say, not
Blood.
on my watch, blood.
Not on my watch, blood. Stab!
I'm gonna stab you in the
All
stomach.
right, okay, and that's probably a good point to finish up the segment. We'll be back.
We'll have a segment song.
We'll have a segment
Probably
song.
I don't know.
Maybe a
Someone?
Jack Hawley one.
Maybe a Jack Hawley one.
Maybe a user submitted one.
I think we got some. We recorded with Dylan, didn't we? So I was thinking.
Oh, I
chopping
do
that
have
one up.
yes. I do have a couple of Dylan Watsons in the bag.
So we'll see how we go. Anyway,
Let's see.
jeez, that was fucked. What the hell?
Sorry,
I didn't say.
just had to clear my throat.
Jesus, I didn't say most fucked.
Just
cough.
had to clear my throat
It's the
there.
fartiest.
Welcome to the second segment. I have a song to play, but the folder is not open.
Oh,
So
Oh,
we're,
well,
just,
we
so we're all
can,
just gonna wait, huh?
we can just skip.
We can play live.
Oh yeah, true. What are we gonna get?
Yeah, this is it live. Here we go.
What?
What album are you plugging today?
Did that live?
Did that live.
That was a live take.
Uncut.
Check the recordings if you don't believe us. That's all I can fucking say.
So, that's the question. What album would you like to plug?
Well, today, off the back of the Brat remix,
Yeah.
I'm going
Yeah.
to plug Caroline Polachek's Desire, I Want to Turn Into You.
Nice.
Or does she?
Or does she?
Why off the back of the Brat remix? Why is that relevant?
She's on there.
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna let Ethan explain.
Ah,
that.
sorry.
Just
For the audience, you know.
Sorry.
just
that's my
make,
bad.
make it relevant for the audience here.
Yeah, of course. No.
Yeah, if it's not like 1 degree of separation away from Brat, then it doesn't matter.
Apparently, yeah. Literally,
It's not relevant.
we had Brat plugged last episode.
Last episode we had Brat plugged top to bottom. Brat, just Brat, just
Not the
regular
remix
Brat,
album.
not the remix Brat, not Brat, but it's
And now,
very different.
I remember Alana was saying it was between that and Caroline Polachek, and now
That's
we're getting
true.
the Caroline Polachek
So
album.
Zuli will be absolutely
Stoked,
fucking
yeah. She was
stoked.
like, no worries, we got to speak about both.
Done. Yeah. So
Why'd you choose this album?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really. I think I sort of like found her music about 6 months ago, I reckon.
Sure,
Right.
yeah.
Like, it's one of those things where you keep on hearing about certain artists for a while, and then you kind of forget how you first heard about them.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. It is a bit like that, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
I unfortunately probably heard about her through The Needle Drop, aka Anthony Fantano.
Wow.
It's business music.
Our greatest rival.
Yeah,
Our
legit.
only competitor in this sphere.
Um,
Our only true competitor.
because I did listen to Pang a lot when it came out.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
quite an older
Well,
album, but
That was 5 years ago?
yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
that was 5 years
2019.
ago. Wow.
That album rules, and it's got like a lot of great songs in there. And so when I saw that she was releasing new music, what was this, last year?
Last year.
Yeah.
I was like, let's fucking go.
It was
And
Valentine's Day last year.
Oh, wow, there you go.
Oh, nearly 2 years ago.
Nearly 2 years.
I do remember I think the first single off this album was Bunny is a Rider.
Yeah, I
What?
think so. Well, that was definitely the
Fact
first
check
song. That was definitely one of the first songs that I heard from her. Yeah, I think so.
Was it the fur bunny?
There it is.
Where is it? Ah, thank you. Thank you.
Right.
Yep.
And
Looks
that
like
came out in 2021. So like almost
Yeah, during COVID
2
time.
years
before the album.
before the actual album came out. Which is kind of crazy.
I mean, that's how long shit takes.
I guess so. Yeah,
Let's go.
It's unusual for singles to come out that long before the actual album.
Yeah,
I think it is, yeah.
I think
It could have been a situation where it wasn't intended, I guess.
Yeah, probably.
Necessarily, like maybe the album wasn't finished yet.
Yeah, or maybe they thought it was going to come out sooner than it did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it could be anything. But I think for like an artist like Caroline Polachek, I think like her sort of whole energy gives like can't really predict the next move. Kind
Yeah,
of thing, you know what I mean?
it's very intricate and a lot of emphasis on atmosphere and
yeah.
sort of like the little details that you notice each time.
Yeah, and I think like in terms of like the releasing process, I think she's so like obviously heavily like so much of what people love about her is like her imagery, like in
Yeah.
you know, even like, you know, the album art, you know, which is a whole fucking podcast episode in itself.
Oh, it's
What,
fucking
just on
amazing.
this album? Oh,
Just on this album.
that's, I don't reckon.
I reckon I could do it. I reckon
45 minutes?
I reckon
just talking about
if
that?
we got like somebody who, if we got like a visual designer, if we got like Don Burns,
Okay, sure, yeah, okay.
and we spoke about she could go on about this, I reckon, for 45 minutes easy.
Well, it's one of those album covers where you can just hang it up on the wall. I reckon.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we would need a
have-
collection of albums, personally.
I think
It makes a more interesting episode if you ask me.
Okay, this is hypothetical, first of all, and second of all, I disagree. Anyway, Desire. So I've noticed that we haven't been asking this in the past few episodes, so I want to get this out of the way now before I forget. Are there any honorable mentions in terms of like another album you could have picked, or?
Well, there's this Brisbane band. Mm-hmm. They released an EP a couple weeks ago.
Sure.
They're called Dizzy Days.
Yeah.
They're like a disco.
Yes,
A
they're
modern
pretty.
disco.
They're pretty fresh, aren't they?
Yeah.
they're quite new to the scene. Only just this year, kind of dropping stuff.
Yeah, but it's interesting. Like, I first heard the first single like a few years ago,
Yeah.
and then they didn't release anything for like 18 months or so.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so-
well,
I've been
honorable
keeping
mention.
quiet.
Thank you, Dizzy Days. Hang on, let me do this properly. Not fuck. I always go to that one.
Let's play a segment song.
Honorable mention to Dizzy Days. There it is.
And Lord Solar Power.
And honorable mention to Lord's Solar Power.
Yeah, very ahead of its time.
Which is so it seems like you have a vibe of music that you enjoy. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah, like it's,
electronic sort of
The
almost
Pop Sphere and
pop
Oasis.
sphere, disco-y, and then there's Oasis.
and then there's the singer-songwriter side.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I think there's sort of like a conflict whenever I try to write songs. Like there's a singer-songwriter folksy side of me,
And then there's the
and then there's the pop electronic side of me.
yeah.
Sure.
Well, which I will say, like it feels like Caroline Polachek does kind of ride the line a little bit.
Yeah,
every now and then.
her lyrics are very Dylan-esque, I reckon.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
I like that comparison.
No, I'm into it, and I like even just I mean, obviously it's a line from the song, but I just think like the album title as well is such a feels so specifically picked, and I love it when you can kind of
You could make a whole podcast about the album
title.
so.
You could
Gotta have a whole series in this album.
I could, yeah, I could. We could do
One
a-
about the music, one about the
title?
the title, and one about the cover.
Yeah.
There's got to be some.
That's a whole podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But with the reason we do the podcast in this format is because it is more interesting.
No, fuck it. Let's change.
Let's not pivot. Well, I'm not pivoting. I'm not doing it. I refuse to pivot. So, album, which I will say, I love bringing it up every time because it's such like a weirdly important vibe. 12 songs, 45 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
God, nailed it.
Nailed it.
But just long enough doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
But not sure enough in that you want more.
Exactly. And it's interesting because I think Brat probably lines up to like a similar playtime, but with like
Yeah.
18 songs or some shit like that.
I think it's 15.
15. There you go. I
We
mean,
talked about it
it's,
last
it's
week.
right here. 15 songs, yeah, which is interesting. You know what I mean? Because it's like
What,
it's,
is that the deluxe or the?
no, just regular. Okay, so regular Brat is 15 songs in 40 minutes, so more
Yeah.
songs and it's shorter. But it's, I mean, not to obviously it's kind of like apples and oranges in a way because they are quite different. But
Yeah.
Well, it
There's not
definitely,
really much
it definitely
comparison.
depends on the flow for me. Like,
Yeah.
there has to be like a bit of a. Well, it's not really a storyline. It's more like a mood
Yeah, for
that
sure.
goes throughout the album.
yeah, and I think that's what that she does that. That's
Yeah,
for sure.
100%.
Yeah, there is
But
a mood.
It's definitely like. Well, it's called Desire. Like, there's a lot of, like desire at the start of the album.
Yeah.
And as it goes on, it gets a bit more melancholy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think
Or does she? You know?
Does she get more,
I
more
think this
melancholy?
album has like one of the strongest like opening 4-song runs of any album I've ever heard in my life.
Wow, huge call. It is pretty crazy. Like
Like the first 4 songs are all like just like I think they were all singles in some way. Maybe
sure, maybe.
maybe not Pretty Impossible, but like
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah.
they're just it's such a strong 4 tracks just to like bring you into this album.
Yeah, and it because like usually it's like the opening track, and you're like, okay, and then you're set into the mood, and you listen to the rest of it. But with these songs, it's like you said, it's so strong, and I feel like every song is just like almost within its own world, but also still part of the album.
Yeah.
But more than that, it's
Well,
like
it's
you
kind
do
of-
not, you will not like tune out while you're listening
it's
to these.
it's music for when, like when it's late.
Yeah,
Like sometimes you have a few drinks.
Yeah.
Like you get this feeling of like you're feeling everything in your body,
yeah,
and for some reason the music feels faster and like goes through yourself more.
yeah.
Sure.
Like I
Yeah.
feel like it's one of those things that it's so easy to
Yeah,
put
it's-
on yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it's easy to like put yourself in the atmosphere.
Yeah, and find your own meaning within it and stuff
yeah,
like that.
but the song builds a world around you.
For sure.
Yes, absolutely.
In the same breath, I think the like back half of this album is incredibly underrated for the reason of the first 4 tracks being like super strong.
Yeah, so they almost get overlooked because of
Yes,
the
and I mean,
opening
like,
four,
I feel like I overlooked them a lot, but like, the more I've
Definitely.
gotten to this album, I've listened to this album quite a bit, and the more I've gotten into it, the more I like songs like fucking Butterfly Net. I think it's like probably one of my favorites on
Yeah.
this album. Blood and Butter is so good.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I Believe, I love that one as well. Even like the last song, Billions, is like fantastic.
And also, I just like there's something so camp about ending with the longest track on the album. You know what I mean? Like there's something so and I think that's like I honestly listening to even just the first 4 songs, that is the word that comes to mind. It is so fucking like it is so camp, and it is like I said earlier, it's like riding that line of like singer-songwritery stuff on top of this like just a whole different world of electronic
just like being a
music and-
fucking good pop song.
yeah, pretty
They
much.
really are.
Yeah, and like, but it's like not in the way that like,
Yeah.
I don't know, like somebody like
Well, it's
Sabrina
kind of-
Carpenter does it.
Yeah,
or
like
something.
I think most pop songs, they're really good at like building spines.
Yeah,
Like you have like a bit of the flair all around it.
yeah,
But in the middle,
is the spine.
yeah, it's the melody, it's the catchiness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which is it's such an interesting like comparison to like really big pop artists like Sabrina Carpenter that you mentioned. I think the big thing like that I find interesting is like I don't know, it's hard to compare her to like someone like Sabrina Carpenter, even though I guess they are in the same
similar
genre,
realms,
you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
But like you listen to something like Sunset versus like
Please, Please,
Judo or
Please.
something, or
Yeah,
Please
yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
They're very different songs, but they're both catchy in their own way.
Yeah.
And I think like even using Please 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 as an example is so interesting because like there is definitely little like what you said, like there's flares and stuff like
Yeah.
that of like, whoa, what's going on kind of thing, like the chords and the melody and Please Please Please, even like in the chorus, just
Yeah.
like they just do this
It's all
weird
about-
thing for you.
It's all about the melody and then just like building everything else around it.
yeah.
I think one thing that sets her apart from like her contemporaries is her voice.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's amazing.
Yeah.
She's an amazing singer, but it's just very unique compared to like, you know, conventional singer songwriter.
I think like it's like unique, but like sometimes when people say unique, you always imagine like weird.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't
Like
necessarily
Bob Dylan.
like Bob Dylan, right? Like, and I wouldn't necessarily call her voice weird. I would just say it's like
She's really, really good, but she's not like really good as in like she's just like a really good singer.
Yeah.
She adds a bit of a personality.
Yeah,
to it.
that's what I was
she uses
yeah,
her
she-
voice more like with expression.
Yeah, it's all
than,
about
like,
it's all about the attitude and
yeah, and I think there's just so many things. There's so many little things that add up to like the macro of what she's doing. But I think like she's just really, really good at whatever it is she's doing. You know what I mean? Like it's like, because it's one thing to have like personal style and like added onto something, but if it doesn't sound very good, then it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? But she, like, what she is doing, she is so fucking confident and good at it that it does like set her apart in a lot of ways. You know what I mean?
oh, like you heard her on the remix of Everything.
Yeah.
Everything is romantic.
And people always gonna go on about her like Tiny Desk and stuff. How it's like because like nobody. I guess like it depends on like to what degree of a fan you are. But you know, if you're kind of like a surface level fan and you're listening to this stuff, you could very easily assume it's like a lot of it is like production work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But when you listen to her live and it's like, oh no, she just sounds like that. Like,
yeah, I mean, I saw her live when she came.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so bummed out about that.
You missed out.
Yeah.
That sucks.
I'm gonna have to like wait a
a
while.
while.
for that.
Yeah.
It was a really good
You're gonna have
show.
to wait for her next single to come out, and then like 2 years after that, and then she'll be in Australia at some point during that year. Yeah, but
Here's some fun questions for you. Have you listened to like the everlasting edition of whatever it's called? Or
Yes, I have.
it's so good as well.
Yeah, but I think like the best versions of albums are usually just the standard
original
release.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
I just think there's a lot of good tracks on the extended edition,
Yeah.
like Coma, and I really like. I think Butterfly Net with Wise Blood on it is like even better than the original.
true. I totally forgot about that.
I fucking love that. Like, yeah.
Such a good version. Fuck yeah.
And then, have you ever listened to Chairlift?
Yes, I have.
They're really good as well. It's like her first band before.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
Well,
She did a solo work.
I think she did a bit of writing for Beyonce before that.
Yeah, that sounds
like
about
she
right.
was a songwriter in the industry for like years and
Years,
years
yeah.
before
Yeah.
she went out solo.
Well, and that's something I wanted to mention as well because I think it's important. But she's like 39.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. She's been around forever.
She's been around for a long time. She's obviously very experienced and qualified to be doing everything. Like she's like, and it's interesting. I'm just spending a little bit more time around people who just don't listen to music. I guess like as
Yeah. Like as they get
extensively.
older.
Yeah.
They sort of like get stuck.
and they're listening like top 40. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so it's like it's very.
I can listen to what I want, man.
Yeah,
Leave me alone.
and I'm not saying that anybody has to listen to fucking anything I say, but it's so interesting to come across like because I guess what I'm saying is like there aren't any 39-year-old women in that realm. You
Sure.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just aren't.
Or at least there's not allowed to be any usually.
Yeah,
Like, by the industry.
I think like releasing new music is the biggest thing. I mean, Australia has Kylie, because she's just released another album, Tension 2, which I haven't listened to it yet, but I can imagine it's pretty good. one could assume it's pretty good, but like it's just so interesting to see. Like, is she independent as well? I don't know. Maybe not actually.
I don't know.
I probably wouldn't say so, but
Perpetual Novice. I don't know who that is, but
it's
that's
me,
the-
bro. I'm a fucking
You're-
professional
Yeah, but like
novice.
you definitely want to get to that stage where, like you're old enough, like Kylie, that people will just like go on with whatever you want to do.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you don't have to worry about.
You surpass that sort of worry
you surpass having to worry about getting a wider audience because they're just going to jump on whatever it is that you're doing.
Yeah. And I think like something that Caroline Polachek has done is like the audience that she's got
Yeah.
like forever, you know what I mean? And it would be so easy to build upon that now.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
for sure.
So did we mention a favorite track of yours, or
Yes.
if you had no choice but to pick? But.
Which you don't.
Like Welcome to My Island that's that's one of the songs that you put in the club.
Yeah. That's getting in the
club
club.
song.
That's going in the
Yeah.
Jegers club remix.
Yeah,
album.
for sure.
And Pretty Impossible.
Yeah. Again, so those
Yeah,
opening
but
4 tracks. Yeah.
The opening 4 tracks is really, really strong.
Yeah.
But if I'm in the mood for something a bit more somber,
Yeah,
then-
then you move it's some down the album.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Hope Drunk Ever Asking.
Yep. I was just listening. I was giving myself a quick review because I checked it out yesterday, and then I was like, nah, I need to give it one more try this morning, and I did. So I got through like the first half, and I was just listening to like Welcome to My Island, and I was just like,
Oh,
it was so hard to. It was
it's
so
a fucking amazing song.
It was so hard to focus on anything else. It was like impossible to just not.
Pretty
tune in.
impossible.
Pretty
Well,
impossible.
Were you dancing? Were you dancing around? Were you?
I wasn't dancing. I was literally just like it. Just instantly.
He was doing
built,
the worm.
It
It was
instantly
crazy.
built a world inside my head. You know what I mean?
I saw him I walked out and he was just worming in the middle of the
And
fucking...
just
I was like, what are you
just-
doing? You're like, this song's just so
I'm
fucking
breaking
good.
it down right now, dude. I have no choice. No, but like seriously, it's amazing what it does to the imagination part of your brain, because it literally just I had an image in my head straight away, like instantly.
Oh, well,
It's crazy.
that's the best way to listen to music. You just sort of like you experience whatever it is you're listening to, and you know, like whatever it is that you've experienced or
yeah.
want to experience. That
You
just like
apply it all into
Yeah,
this
you apply
weird
it
little
all.
dream state kind of thing.
it's like a canvas. You
Yeah.
just like they give you the paint, and you just make of it what you will.
Yeah, for sure. And and like I said, I just think like in terms of both. Oh shit! I accidentally stopped my timer. In terms of like songwriting and just like production and arrangement, it's like I said, like singing, performance. Like I think she's just so good at her thing. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yes.
And I'm sure she knows that.
Well,
but
it definitely comes down to the songwriting,
yeah,
and then just like executing everything else perfectly.
Hmm.
You know, like it all starts with the song. It all starts with the melody. and
yeah,
lyrics.
yeah, that's a good point. I'd love to see. I'd love to hear like how these songs kind of start out. Like what is you know what does Welcome to My Island sound like in its like infancy?
Yeah.
I would love to know. I would really love.
Just Caroline with an acoustic guitar. Welcome to my...
It could be. You know what I mean? Like it
I
realistically.
feel like
could
that'd be wild.
But
Yeah,
make a calypso.
I genuinely think that could be what's going on, or on a piano, just like
It
kind
has
of-
to be. Like, that's where most songs, I feel like, are birthed.
Yeah.
Well, I definitely think for me, like songwriting starts with like a sentence,
sure,
like
cool.
maybe a couple chords,
Yeah.
and then just sort of like building out the rest of the song from that.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, like I know it's different for everyone else, but usually that's like I'm really interested in the way that people write songs and how they. Well, it's almost like it's giving birth to something that just pops out of thin air.
Yeah, it really is, and it's like, where did it come from, and
Yeah.
where is it going? It's you know, it's a huge,
Where did it come
it's a
from? Where
fucking,
did it go?
it's a fucking huge allegory for life and death, and
Where did it come from?
and where did it come from, and where did it go? Yeah, Habakat Joe, desire I want to turn into you. So, oh man, what else is there? Joss,
I
feel
think that's it.
like, you think that's it? You have
we could,
anything else?
we
to
could
say?
keep talking about
We
it for
could.
ages.
We could-
I mean, as in, I think we're out of time, right?
Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
I accidentally stopped my timer. Sorry, I don't.
It wasn't like 2.5 minutes when I saw it last. So.
Oh, nice. Okay, so we're out of time, unfortunately. I wish we could go further into it. But stay tuned for the plug episode about the album art alone.
And then also the one about the
and
title.
also
Or just album covers.
Yeah, just
Just
album
like-
covers in general.
Well,
feel
I
like
think
that
there's
would be
a lot less value, you know, like picking up a vinyl cover.
Hmm.
You get to look at the front, but you also get to look at the back.
Yeah.
Well, I think the inner sleeve and the back,
It's so important.
yeah,
Such
it's
an
it's
important
just
part of
as rewarding as the front cover.
it. Yeah, but the front cover is so convenient and cheaper than
Yeah.
buying, you know, like an album for a lot of
Yeah,
people.
it's why I don't have those little clips going on Spotify.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like those little clips of music videos that
Yeah,
they
like
play.
the Canva. Because
Yeah,
you're
the
like,
Canva.
Yeah.
Because I just want to look at the art.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, true.
So fair. Yeah, sometimes when you got your Spotify open and then you have your Canvas thing turned on and it's like, I actually just want to look at the album
Yeah,
for a
I
bit.
want to look at the art.
Yeah. Because people work on that shit.
Yeah,
People work on the canvases as well.
It's a piece of art in itself.
Yeah, exactly. And this is again, That podcast episode is coming soon.
Coming out soon.
Yeah.
And then there's also one going to be in the credits as well.
All right, let's wrap this one up.
Fucking ask for more.
There we go. All right, and we're in the episode. All right, and go. Ready? Okay, we're in. So that was Josh asking Ethan for an impression, Ethan delivering, and we're still going.
We were supposed to cut that out.
No,
supposed to
it's
leave
in
it a
now.
mystery.
It's in now. It's like Marge Simpson was in the room twice.
Facts.
But it is time for the third segment. We've made it this far. I keep fucking closing.
Flippy sweetie pie. The silence. Oh god. Okay, I'll stop. I promise.
It's like asking somebody to do an impression, but they've never watched The Simpsons before.
No, I've not watched much Simpsons. So
All right, here's the song.
Doomsday Adoption, you know what it is. It's the end of the world, dropping off your kids. Single mother of five, only one will live. So who will it be? Yeah, you get the gist.
Babies exploded,
But everything's fine.
but everything will probably be fine. Ethan Jegers, it is time to give back to the community on this fateful day of the apocalypse. But the
Yeah,
apocalypse
but what kind of apocalypse?
of
up to
your
you.
choosing.
Yeah, you get to choose.
It is up to you. It is completely your
But
decision.
basically, yeah, we got 5 of Ethan's favorite artists. And
Not the top five, just five
five of his
five
favorites.
mentions.
yes. And basically, in this allegory for a doomsday situation,
Yeah.
we are ranking your 5 favorite artists from like least favorite, I guess, to favorite.
It's like it is kind of least favorite to favorite. It's also kind of like, I guess the idea is if you had to choose one, and if you had to put them in order of most likely to take with you for the rest of your life,
Yes.
but the rest of them you can't listen to ever again.
Yeah, that's sort of the dilemma.
Yeah. But
If
they'll
you
be
will.
fine. They'll be fine. Like
Yeah,
they'll
they're-
still have a career, even though
You just won't have any
Oh,
interaction.
what if they're dead?
But
They won't be dead.
They won't be
Like,
dead.
There's no way.
So, what kind of apocalypse are we rocking, Ethan?
Well, I reckon it's a bit more of a Mad Max situation.
Oh, sick!
Yeah.
Alright. Fucking oath.
Let me
Oh,
get some
we're
car
in
noises.
We're in Australia.
Yeah, true. Yeah. So, like, what has caused the I guess fucking Mad Max of it all?
Just like coppers joining gangs and stealing petrol from people.
Yeah. So it's like
So it's like gang warfare is what we've
Yeah.
come down to.
So it's like Sydney in the 1960s,
yeah, sick.
Or
We're here.
70s.
or 70s, or 80s,
or maybe in 10 years.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah, exactly. We're heading into our Mad Max era, right?
Yeah, true.
What's your outfit though?
I think I have to have some sort of goggles. Because I feel like that's very Mad Max.
I don't think I could possibly wear a shirt in
Leather jacket for sure.
So
even
hot.
even though it's ridiculously hot. We
I
got
think
leather
I'd go.
jackets
I
on.
think I'd go more for a denim, like a big denim jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I've already got like a leather jacket, so I'm covered there.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
sick.
All right. Yeah.
And maybe just some jeans and boots.
Yeah, boots.
Yeah,
I think
just
boots
like
is easy.
try to still look fashionable in the apocalypse.
But yeah, essentially, we got 5 of your favorite artists. I'll read them out in alphabetical order.
In
as not-
alphabetical order.
alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order, and not including any
Not for
names.
longer.
And not for longer. Wow, that's a callback. So not
These-
including theirs.
These include Angie McMahon, Beatles, comma the,
Never heard of them.
Lord, Stella Donnelly, and The Strokes, or Strokes, comma the. So
That's
those are
them.
your 5 artists that you've picked in alphabetical order. We've gone and ordered them in our own preference. Diego and I will be playing the role of your parents.
So the children's grandparents.
But so we have a say in that we have our own opinions, but really whatever you pick is what happens.
Yep.
Should we get right into it?
Let's go for it.
I just need
You're
to.
really going for these car noises.
I just
Hold
need
on.
to. This one's 31 minutes long.
Oh,
Fuck my life.
the
God
Google
damn it,
Pixel.
bro.
Are you
You're going to make me watch a 12-second ad to watch a fucking video on a car noise for this stupid bit.
Come on, we'll get through the ad.
Oh my god. And it's one of two. Fuck me.
It's alright, you can skip this next one. We're feeling good. And skip.
We're here. It's the future.
It's Mad Max.
It's Mad Max. You have 5 children with you, but because of the severe lack of water, you have made the hard decision to give up 4 of your 5 children. And we, your grandparents, who have a healthy superannuation fund, are continuing with our lives pretty much as normal. We got a nice caravan, air conditioned, ready to go, recyclable like water and stuff like that.
People attacking us from time to time.
People are attacking us from time to time. There's a baby on a big monster's back.
We joined a commune. we try to build a society again.
Didn't work, but so we have to drop some kids off at the adoption
We
agency.
did build an adoption agency, however. An orphanage, perhaps, is the word we're looking for. No, we're going to call it an adoption agency.
Yeah, because people are going to adopt them.
It's much more positive than an orphanage.
All right, look. Let's.
Well, you don't like the kind of noises?
It's just, they're intrusive while we get into the bit.
I think it's really adding to the atmosphere.
Until we finish talking, and then we'll.
When we get into the actual game, then we'll do it. But
I think what I'm saying is we should get into the game.
Okay. So we've set the atmosphere for you. So I guess Ethan, you'll go last for your number 5 pick, but shall I go first for my number 5 pick?
Go for it.
All right, Easy the Strokes.
Easy the Strokes.
Easy the
Wow.
Strokes. I just do not give a shit about the Strokes.
Wow.
Well, I definitely think the Strokes, they're the most replaceable here.
Yeah.
Oh sure, yeah. I can see what you mean.
People love replacing the Strokes. People love doing the Strokes, but again, they love it. They
Strokes
love
too.
the stuff. Yeah, no,
Especially in Australia.
I could not give less of a shit about the Strokes.
Wow. Why?
Well, not
What
even the
Strokes
first
do?
album.
Nothing. Sorry?
Not the debut.
You
No?
never listen to it and be like, this is
Is this
good
it?
music?
I mean,
Is this it? Is that what you said when you listened to it?
it?
You're like, is this really it?
No, I just
is that
Is this
what's
fucking it?
what's that meme? It's like my girls got me asking if I'm what's the guy's name?
Julian Casablancas.
Julian Casablanca. The way these Strokes got her asking, "Is this it?" Yeah, that's a good bit from the internet. Anyway, no, I just don't really give a shit about it. I understand it's fucking obviously influential, but maybe that's what's playing on my bias a little bit here because I've
but I
heard
also
so many-
reckon there's heaps of bands that could do the same thing as them.
Yeah.
But they just happen to do it better than
First.
most.
Yeah, they do. I do understand that.
I think they also
And
just did it first, you know.
and
That's the
first,
big
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's like, I mean, dare I talk about another artist on this list, but it's like another band from the 60s that people commonly refer to when talking about music and being like, they're the best. And it's like, fucking 60 years later, we're looking back at it, we're like, maybe it wasn't the best. But they were the first to really give it a crack.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel about the Strokes.
Yeah.
Honestly, a lot of parallels between the Strokes and the Beatles, isn't there?
Oh, well, that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Oh, we've already said
We know.
we already know what the artists
we know
are.
we know what the artists are, but we don't know their ranking. But yeah, no. For me, the Strokes. I don't know. I think it's
For him, it isn't it.
It isn't it? Yeah, no. And it's just I think there is the bias of I've sort of heard a lot of music so similar to the Strokes.
Yeah,
and
Arctic Monkeys.
yeah,
everything from the
early Arctic
2000s.
Monkeys, yeah, and it's
If we're talking about Arctic Monkeys, I would totally agree.
yeah, but
I
I'm joking.
think Arctic Monkeys, they've just sort of got stuck in the 70s. You know?
Yes.
I've listened
got
to
stuck singing like this.
I listened to The Car recently.
Oh yeah.
I hate that album.
You hate it. But it's insane how polarizing it is.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Well,
because-
I think Tranquility Base is really good.
yeah, right.
Just as sort of a vibe.
Yeah.
You know, you listen to it late at night.
yeah.
And
You're not
it's-
gonna
you have to be
tell
in
me
a
you like the
certain
car.
mood.
are you?
That's the thing. I'm completely undecided on it. I've listened to it twice, in full now, and I literally don't know if I like it or not.
I listened to it twice and couldn't finish it. That's how much I didn't like
I
it.
finished it both times.
It was so.
Yeah,
I was
but
so bored.
It's so stuck in the past in the 70s lounge kind of
Lounge,
scene
yeah, it is.
that
I'm
it's
just-
kind of you've lost
I'm
touch
so
with
sick of Alex Turner, bro.
you've lost touch with music of the day.
I guess
you know?
I do appreciate them trying something different. I think that's
Yeah.
I think the context of that applied to it is important. But anyway, who gives a shit about Arctic Monkeys? We're not talking about
We're
them.
not
I'm talking about the
Arctic
Strokes.
Monkeys.
Whereas, like, see, the thing for the Strokes for me is they still
Keep
like
up.
release good music.
Oh,
Yeah, they keep up.
Their last album was fucking
It was
fantastic.
amazing.
Yeah, they keep up.
Anyway, my number 5, the Beatles. Fuck those
Oof.
guys. I don't
Are
have
you
anything else
sure?
to say about that.
Yeah, wow.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm absolutely certain the Beatles are last on my list.
Okay.
Well, I mean, like, we're going into it, like, never have to listen to them again. It's like, yeah, sure, no worries. I've already done that. I've
Yeah,
already listened to-
exactly. And it's like, if I never have to listen to the Strokes again, it's like, great. It's now my life is the exact same, except I don't hear Last Night at the shopping centre.
Arguably a good thing.
You know what I mean? Like,
or someday in any TikTok compilation.
yeah, exactly.
I don't mind someday, but last night's a bit tiring, you know?
Yeah, and it's just.
But I'm telling you, you miss out on a lot of really good songs off that new album.
Yeah,
It's a
I
fucking
guess.
Adults
But,
are talking.
Huh?
Adults are talking.
Yeah,
Great
I
song.
fucking love, what's it called? Making Bad Decisions.
I guess I guess it's like it's a weird thing where it's like if I have to choose between listening to like a bunch of like older white dudes play this music or listen to like younger people play this music and like their take on it. I guess if I had to pick, I would pick like younger people.
But I think Julian, he doesn't like the Beatles. I think he said that once.
Oh yeah, did he?
Yeah,
Doesn't like it?
he said he hates the Beatles.
That's pretty awesome. Good on him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just done with the Beatles. Like, they could, I could never hear
The
a Beatles song again.
the Beatles are done with the Beatles. You know.
I could never hear a Beatles song again.
Oh,
It'd be
well,
fine.
Yeah.
Half of them are gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we've come to the fateful moment. It's your first giveaway. That's what we're calling it. It's a Mr. Beast giveaway. He's giving away a kid.
Well, I'm leaving the Strokes to Mr. Beast. Well, hopefully they don't get trapped in one of his prison rooms. But sorry, I have to let them go.
Okay, no, it's okay.
How
Hey.
come? Is it just all the other bands you just like better?
But there's heaps of. I just think there's a lot of other artists that have done the same thing.
Yeah. In the same breath that the Strokes have good albums, they also do have albums that are pretty dog shit. So,
There you go.
Well, I don't think they've ever made a bad album, but they're just sort of like,
dog shit's a bit harsh, but like, just they've got a few like
Not as good.
not.
yeah, just like you can skip.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely some skippable albums.
Diego Barraza, you're
Yes.
number 4.
My number 4.
Dude, new host.
Yeah, no, he's got me moving in.
He's got you cornered.
Okay, number 4 is the Beatles.
Yeah, fair enough.
Kind of similar. If I never had to listen to the Beatles again, my life just wouldn't be that different.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't. And it's like I can't. It's so weird, and I like people might not like it, but I can't say I've listened to a Beatles song or even the full Beatles album and been like, this has changed my perception on anything. You know, I don't know. I think they're almost kind of beyond. Like they've obviously influenced all the like pretty much all the artists that I would have maybe ever listened to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But they are kind of that out of reach where it's like I don't feel like the need to force myself to like
Get it?
feel a certain way about them. Like,
Well, for me, it's kind of the opposite because they're really the ones
yeah,
that sort of like said to me that I can maybe like make music myself.
yeah,
For sure.
I hear you.
They do give that sort of vibe of like, you know, we're just fucking four guys.
Because they were. I mean, they were 4 guys in a room with instruments and a lot of drugs at a certain point, and they made it happen for themselves, and they made it happen really well in a way that changed music.
Yeah.
And who knows what the world would look like without the Beatles.
But yeah, there is
Stream yesterday now on Disney Plus.
fucking hell. Sponsored, bro. That movie is so good.
I don't know if it's on Disney
Oh,
Plus,
like-
but.
I wasn't a big fan of that.
Oh, you didn't like that
Oh
movie?
really?
No.
I will say
loved it.
I liked the movie more than I
Well,
liked any Beatles.
I thought it was good, but it wasn't like amazing. You know?
Sure, yeah. I thought it was. I don't think it. I did really like it. I didn't think it was like fucking incredible.
Yeah, well,
absolute cinema. but I thought, but it was pretty. It was good. I really enjoyed it. But like I said, I literally got more of an emotional response out of that movie than
I think I
had.
feel the same way about yesterday as I do about Beatles albums.
They're
Like,
good.
yeah, it was good. I
You
like
can
that.
just
Well, then I move on with my fucking life.
Yeah.
you can just like it wouldn't change if they just like vanished.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. See, like, I mean, I don't want to be like, I don't want to be fucking like a wanker right now, but like, I can't really think of any artist that I've listened to and be like, this changed my life. Like,
Really?
I just don't think media or music, I guess more specifically,
Shapes you.
I think
really has that like effect to me. Like, I think what shapes me is just my enjoyment of it, if that makes sense.
yeah.
Like,
Which
I'm not-
is ultimately up to you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I think
the Beatles are sort of like the Shakespeare of pop music, really.
yeah, I'm not like listening to like the White Album. I'm like, this changes everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I listen to the next album and go, yeah, that was good as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I like the Shakespeare. I do actually like the Shakespeare sort of comparison.
Yeah.
It kind of makes a lot of sense because it's like similar where it's like obviously this dude like just nailed it his whole life.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
short life. But like
They were one of the first to really take all the elements and like make it popular.
yeah, and make it popular is probably the big point. But it's again where it's like I obviously can appreciate everything, you know, somebody like William Shakespeare did, but
Yeah.
like
shout out that guy.
but like I never read Shakespeare and was like this changes everything.
Yeah.
yeah, I know.
I just have
You-
really
you-
appreciated it for
You
what it
really
was
like
at the time.
Macbeth, but you don't love. Well, I do like Macbeth, but
I do like Macbeth.
I think you can appreciate things for like what they've done for anything, and
Go
enjoy
on with
it,
Yeah.
and also just be like, I'm still the same person.
Yeah.
Nothing's really changed.
Yeah, like Transformers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the 3 Transformers movies.
No, not the 3, the first.
No, all of them. The first 3.
No,
The first 3.
the first 3.
The first 3.
They like no.
No, I haven't rewatched them in a while, but I'm sure they hold up.
Yeah. In saying that, Transformers 1 did change my life. It
Also,
made-
the Pirates of the Caribbean, first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies. 'Cause
Okay, I can back that.
Everybody shits on them, but in my head, I'm like, I think they're fantastic.
I think people just shit on Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Anyway, number
But
4 for
we'll
me.
move on from that.
Yeah.
Fuck Johnny Depp.
Energy McMahon is my number 4, which
Okay.
is gonna make Ethan just stab me in the fucking.
That's really sad.
That's
but-
an L. That gets an oof from Ethan Jegers.
I just haven't really listened to it
Fair
that
enough.
much. So
Yeah,
if
that's
she
fair.
disappeared from my life, then it wouldn't make
Wouldn't change that
big
much.
of a change.
Yeah.
And
But you've listened to some Angie McMahon?
I guess I don't really remember.
Well,
I think so. I think since
Her
Ethan's
album last year, that was
was that
amazing.
last year? I
Yeah.
thought that was this year.
did change your life. That's what you said.
Yeah, did it change your life?
A concert changed my life.
There you go.
Really? There you go.
Yeah, because it made me think. Like I'm not that spiritual, but you know, like when people are singing a song in the room.
Yeah.
I think
like-
that's different.
Yeah,
For sure. Because, like, for me, when I was saying that before, it's like, I think it's like a media response. It's like, I'm not like reading a book.
Yeah,
to the end and be like,
it's a
"Holy fuck."
communal response.
Yeah, that is different.
I'm not like reading it and be like, I need to talk to my estranged cousin. It's been so long.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
book just made me realize. It's like, that's not happening, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like live performances are so incredibly like
Intimate.
present moment, sort of like this weird, like
But
this
yeah, exactly.
intimate sort of circle of 1,000 strangers.
Or just anything that's like real physical like that, you know, where it's just like you're there, you're witnessing it. I think it would be similar to like, traveling the world and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It can change your life in that it can literally just open your eyes to perspective. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And
yeah.
be like, wow, that people live such different lives to me.
Yeah. So number 4, who's going? Who's going with Mr. Beast in the Mad Max? movie?
Why is this the beast?
I don't know. He's here now.
I reckon Lord is left in New Zealand doing her own thing.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to
Everything's
be-
fine in New Zealand,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Oh, like it's a safe haven for billionaires, apparently.
Oh, really? There
Yeah,
you go.
like they've got all their bunkers over there.
Oh, there you go.
So,
So, she's in the bunker.
so- well, people are raiding the bunkers, take all their stuff.
So she your number 4?
Yes.
Okay.
Wow.
Sure, that's interesting.
Lord,
Well,
Lord,
I really love Lord,
Yeah.
but I think the others are just like more important to me.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's good to know.
Yeah, but she was one of the first artists. Well, I think she's like one of the most influential artists since Teen Spirit, Nirvana.
Yeah.
Like Royals, as soon as that came out, everybody just spent the next 5 years,
doing that.
yeah, trying to copy Royals.
It's so true.
Yeah.
That album, I think, Pure Heroin was like very
Yeah, Pure
just
Heroin.
Yeah.
big. Fuck that.
And then
That
she
song's
changed
good
it
as
up
well.
again on Melodrama.
Yeah.
Amazing album.
Yeah.
And then Solar Power. I think Solar Power is so underrated.
Yeah, it is pretty
Solar
good.
Power was one of those ones, and this is how I know I quite enjoy an album, whereas on the first one, I just don't really give a shit about it. And in fact, I maybe would go as far as to say I didn't enjoy it. And then
Sure.
the second listen, I'm like, what was I thinking? I'm a fucking idiot. This album is actually really good.
It's a mood album.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's...
I love Mood Ring. Sorry.
Yeah,
Good song.
Mood Rings.
Mood
Yeah,
Ring.
yeah. I think Solar Power, especially. I think that... I mean, it's interesting because it's... I mean, obviously, Lord's like sort of like big fucking blow up was Pure Heroin, you know, like way like 2013 or something.
And changed everything.
It changed everything, but I think I was officially on the Lord train for Solar Power was what really
What,
just
really?
like, yeah.
You weren't a big fan of
No, not really.
Melodrama?
Well, like no, like I just wasn't a big fan in general. Like I never went out of my way to listen to it, but now I'd like Solar Power is something I would revisit. You know what I mean? But anyway, enough of that.
Your number 3, sir?
My number 3 is actually Stella Donnelly.
Oh.
Yeah. And I think it's just a matter of maybe it's honestly maybe like a matter of quantity. Like Stella Donnelly's only released like what, like 2 albums?
2 albums.
Yeah. And they're both, and I quite enjoy them both, especially the first
3
one.
albums, doesn't she?
Has she?
But she released the EP,
Oh, was that the EP, the first one?
Yeah.
and then the EP just sort of like
Was
rolled
absorbed
into the album.
Yeah. I can get the facts out real quick, but basically, I think Stella Donnelly's somebody that like, what is it? What's it? Beware of the Dogs. Beware of the Dogs.
It's
Wow,
the
that came out in
most-
2019. It feels like so much longer.
It's the most Australian album, but it's not really like. It's sort of like it feels Australian, but it's not really like an Australian album. It's just sort of like. It's kind of like
I think it's a woman album. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? I
it's
think
a
it's like an Australian woman album.
yeah,
basically.
It kind of feels like it feels like home.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of
Yeah, I
like,
feel that.
yeah.
I know what you mean. Like,
And that might have something to do with the incredibly thick accent that she sings.
Yes.
with. Yeah. Like she's
Exactly.
She is one of the most Australian sounding fucking artists that we've got. But I think like the music and the general vibe is obviously very much like the Australian sort of that Courtney Barnett-ish, dare I
yeah,
say.
and the
fuck you say?
and the gives no fucks attitude.
Yeah. It gives no fucks in.
In the sense that she doesn't care what people say about her, and
Yeah.
she's just gonna like say whatever she wants.
Yeah, but she will very much give a fuck about what other people say. It's like that
Yeah.
sort of.
She cares about the world around her. But
Yeah,
she's
yeah.
also very assertive, and
Yeah.
it's a very assertive and like assertive album.
Yeah. I think assertive is such a really good word for it.
All right, I have The Strokes as my number 3. I mean, we've said what we've had to say about those.
Is this it?
Yeah, it's it.
Or-
It is it for them
Or,
now.
or is it the new abnormal for you?
I actually think their latest album was like by far my favorite Strokes
Really?
album.
There you go.
I do like Is This It quite a bit.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's like not even like I think Room on Fire I still like more than Is This It.
Yeah.
I think maybe it's just because I've listened to Is This It like 500,000 fucking times.
Sometimes not by choice.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's just like a very in the present stuff like album, so it's just like nice to hear other stuff from the band. But I loved it, New Abnormal. It was like my favorite album of that year that came out. But
there was a lot of good stuff that year.
I can't remember what year it was.
2020? 2020?
Maybe.
I thought it was 21.
It could
I
be
don't know.
21.
I don't know.
But yeah, that's my number 3. There's not much more to it other than
We've said what
I
we
like.
have to say.
Yeah,
about
I like the
Strokes,
first 2 artists a bit more.
Yeah.
So
So Ethan,
My number 3 is
top 3. Who makes the podium?
Angie McMahon.
oh wow, I thought she was gonna be higher for you.
Yeah, I think her last album is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Yeah.
Sure.
But yep, the top 2 mean
Just a little bit more.
a little bit more to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. So
Yeah,
fair.
but like, if it was just like based on albums alone,
yeah.
I think she would be maybe number 2.
Sure.
But yeah, she goes in on
She makes the podium, all right?
yeah.
She makes the podium.
She finds refuge in the
In
Mad
the
Max.
sands.
Yeah,
All right. Let's hustle through our 1 and 2.
All right, let's do
Because
it.
we're running out
So
of time.
basically, because it's 1 and 2, we will do them at the same time. So
So you have what? Lord and Angie McMahon?
that is correct.
in which order?
in the order, I think I would have to put Angie McMahon first.
There you go.
Yeah, and because I think a lot of her music was like coming out around the same time that I was like kind of like starting to play for bands and like listen to more Australian music. And she was just like one of the first artists I kind of listened to when I was like, you know, writing my own stuff as well. So for that reason, she had this, like I wasn't like a fucking super fan or anything, or even just like a really, really big fan. It was just, I kept finding myself like listening to her music and kind of like really appreciating and trying to like take notes from the kind of thing that she was doing, because it like, I mean, like that kind of like, what's the big one? Slow Mover. Yeah. I think that like had like such a big inspiration.
I really liked the first album.
Yeah.
But I didn't become like a mass. Well, I didn't like fall in love for music. Until the second album.
Yeah, sure.
Because it felt like an evolution of everything that was.
And
about the first.
Freaking, I adore it when artists sort of do that and kind of like double down, especially on something like a sophomore album specifically for some reason. It's such like a point of it's so easy to highlight when they do like something like kind of similar to the first album. Yeah, but they just like evolve on it just like a little bit more.
Yeah, you can hear the progression.
Yeah, a la Meteora, for example.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like Meteora is one of those albums where
they took the first album, they took everything good about it and expanded upon it and made it different.
I think it's better, if you ask me, than Hybrid Theory. I think Hybrid Theory, of course, is like a fucking phenomenal album, you know? But they like somehow were like, yeah, let's do it again, but make it even fucking better.
I couldn't possibly pick between them.
It is
because like there is this weird thing of like, in terms of like, even applying this to Angie McMahon, where it's like the second album just wouldn't exist without the first one.
Yeah, 100%.
So you need to like, I kind of take that into consideration.
1,000 Suns exists, and that
So
can
it's
be
the
your
best one.
favorite instead.
What's your favorite songs from the latest album?
Oh shit, I don't remember.
What's your favorite songs from the latest album?
I need to get titles up, but
Write music.
Anyway,
Write
but
fucking down.
in basically, I guess the thing is, it's like Lord kind of, like I said, I mean, I kind of not spoiled it, but I maybe hinted at it. Lord kind of didn't really sort of make her point to me until Solar Power, which I think is kind of interesting, and that does keep happening.
I was pointing to you. I was making my point to you.
I thought you were pointing at the fire.
No.
We have a fire going.
It is
it's
a weird
fireplace.
thing that keeps happening to me, where it's like I kind of like jump on the train like super late, but like, and then I find myself kind of enjoying the more recent stuff than, you know, like the occult sort of classic stuff, like Pure Heroine for some reason. And then,
well, I think Pure Heroine, it's like people love it because it's so influential.
Yes.
And Melodrama was so influential.
Yeah. I mean, it makes a lot of sense when you think about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, should I say my 1 and 2?
You're 1 and 2. All right, who are we choosing from, first of all?
We're choosing from, in alphabetical order, Lord and Stella Donnelly.
How would you rank them? Who's
going?
I actually chose Carly Rae Jepsen. No, I'm joking.
You always do this.
I know she wasn't an option, but I just think she's better. I chose Stella Donnelly as my number 1. Simply for home ground bias, I think it's nice to have like a team player, you know?
Yeah.
I just think she's got a lot more in the tank, you know what I mean? Lord, while I love and still think she probably does have a lot more in the tank as well, what she's already done is like a lot.
Is plenty.
Yeah.
It's plenty.
Well, she can just retire and have a legacy that.
Yeah,
everybody
literally.
remembers.
Yeah.
Stella Donnelly, whereas like she's got 2 albums, like you said. Her first album is like fucking incredible.
Yeah.
Like,
But I reckon the second album's pretty underrated as well.
I think the second album was like really good
Flood,
as well. I don't think I liked it as much, but like I don't think it went
it's
under
a
the
lot
radar.
more mellow than the first album.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of like just like really good tracks on there, like that are very different. As
I
well
think
from her
Flood
first
is
album.
like weirdly a little bit like, it's almost like harder for me to listen to because it's almost like a little bit more intense in some
exactly.
in some ways.
There's a bit more challenging.
How
than-
about how about the closing track, Cold?
yeah,
Exactly.
That's I don't really I've never really like cried to songs.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
I changed
remember
your life.
hearing that, and like it just got to me.
Yeah,
No,
like
I mean,
fully. Like I said, like I think after my first listen through of like Flood, and even when the singles were coming out, I was like, wow, woo, woo, start sweating a little bit, you know, like it's intense and it's yeah.
But yeah, I think that's why I picked Stella. Just because like I'm always looking forward to something she releases.
Yeah.
And she's only got the 2 albums.
And yeah, exactly. She's
Yeah.
got to have a fuck ton
And they're
more.
both good.
But Stella, if you're listening,
Yeah.
please release the next
Number 3.
album.
Number 3. We are ready for it.
And,
Well, Ethan's up to his 1 and 2, which are the Beatles and Stella Donnelly, right?
it would be Stella Donnelly, then the Beatles.
Wow.
So you put Beatles as number 1.
Beatles.
Yeah,
up top.
they're the 2 artists that made me want to start
Writing
making music.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, with a gun pointed to your head.
Yeah, Stella
Stella Donnelly and Paul McCartney. Make the fucking record.
Make the fucking record.
Sorry. Oh, that was a really bad Paul McCartney.
It was really bad.
Yeah,
I think the worse, the worse the impression, the funnier something.
Make the fucking record.
Oh, wait,
Paul
but-
McCartney.
That's pretty
Paul,
bad.
if you're listening, we're sorry.
Not really though, actually.
I never apologise to Paul McCartney. He's got fucking billions of dollars.
So yeah, so it's up to. So it came down to the 2.
Yeah, why Beatles over
Well,
Stella?
I remember walking down one morning, and I just switched on I switched on the telly, and A Hard Day's Night was playing on the
Sure,
telly.
yeah.
And it was just sort of like
1964. What year was it?
yeah, it was on SBS, I think.
Wow, yeah. SBS is where you would come across
and
the Beatles.
it was at the concert at the end of the movie, and I just saw all the girls screaming for them.
You're like,
You're like, this could be me.
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's it. You know what's so funny about that? That is almost exactly like that is so similar to Noel Gallagher's recollection of why he wanted to start singing as well, because he saw all the girls like talking about
The Sex Pistols.
yeah,
and-
and he was like, oh, this is alright.
Yeah, because
That's
I
how he
think
puts it. That's literally how he puts it.
I think that's the reason why people start making music.
It's pretty
like,
the attention, right?
yeah, they want
yeah.
they want to like get the girls or get the boys.
Yeah,
or
like
whoever.
I think it's a very interesting and sort of like shoved under the
like,
rug factor.
At
of
least when you're younger, like in high school.
it.
and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly.
For sure.
Like and like having that attention is so. It may not come out of like a lack of attention from anywhere else in your life, but it's such like a different.
It's just like it's a bit of a
kind of-
drug.
Yeah, yeah. It
Like
could
being
be
up on
compared to-
stage and performing, like everybody's focus is on you.
Yeah.
And what you have to say.
But then growing old, it's like, oh, the music's for me now. It's
Yeah,
for
Yeah.
me.
and then once you pass that point again, you're like, actually
it's
no,
not everyone else,
It's for
fuck me.
the
Yeah,
attention. Actually,
That's the story of the Beatles. Like
Full circle.
yeah.
they did it because of everyone else that was doing it.
Yeah.
And then they just sort of like, at one point it became, let's make music for us.
For ourselves, yeah.
Respect
And
that.
people loved that stuff too.
Yeah.
And then you wake up and
better
you're like,
stuff.
no, why did I do this?
Yeah.
Let's
And
make
then-
music
yeah.
for
And break
attention
up.
and money. Woo!
Pretty much. So the Beatles come out on top. All
Yeah.
4 of them get to ride off in your fucking sick...
Yeah, we're in like a
in your
semi-trailer or
sick
some
car.
shit. Yeah, get the
In
car.
the
It's still going.
in the Mad Max car.
In the Mad Max car. And
Stella.
What
Do you
car do you
guys-
drive, if you don't mind me asking?
Corolla.
Corolla. Very good.
Do you guys notice-
That's making it into the future for sure.
back at the adoption agency, there seems to be like a rival gang showing up.
No, I'm sure it'll be fine, Joss. What are you talking
Yeah, but
about?
I think I want the Mad Max car because, you know, like get away from the gangs a bit easier.
Okay, yeah. But the Corolla will last many years into the future.
Yeah, that's true.
That's true.
Leave the Corolla with the other kids.
I
in the
think
adoption
a lot of the Mad Max cars are probably just a Corolla with
Yeah,
all
the-
the outer
the-
shell taken off. Yeah.
Yeah, they're gas guzzlers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gas guzzlers.
And as we ride off into the sunset in our Mad Max car, and the adoption agency explodes,
Yeah, it's
Unrelated,
blown up with C4 by rival.
by a rocket launcher.
Yeah, by rival gangs basically.
And that's the podcast.
That's the podcast.
and that's the podcast.
Social medias, go.
yeah, drop the socials, drop
you can
the
follow me
Spotify's.
at Ethan Jegers. So
At Ethan Jegers.
Jegers.
Easy mode.
Not Aaron
Easy to
Yeager.
spell.
Ethan
Not-
Jegers.
Ethan Jegers.
Ethan
yeah.
Jegers.
Ethan Jegers.
And you can listen to my music on Ethan Jegers.
Yeah.
Just look up my name.
Just on
It's
Google.
that easy.
Google it, probably.
Yeah, what happens if we Google Ethan Jegers? Shall we find out before we...
Probably just stuff from Unearthed. Probably.
Probably
maybe.
just when he got arrested.
The yeah, your DUI, right? we didn't even get to talk about DUI. Wow, there you go. It's right there.
Holy shit, you got like a fucking like a full on.
You're a singer, according to Google.
Oh my god.
Look at my name. Does my
With-
the TikTok.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there's two.
Just your front page.
Look up Joss Forbes Taylor. I want to see if I come up.
Just okay, fine.
Sorry,
While
guys.
we're doing that, Ethan, I'm sure you know But we like to end the podcast on a wise
Holy
word of
shit!
wisdom.
Sorry, I didn't know that it happened like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, Justin's face also comes up.
Hold on, I just want to...
Okay, we're doing this now.
Amazing.
Alright. Listen. What comes up first? Spotify, SoundCloud, Bandcamp.
SoundCloud? I don't remember.
I don't have Bandcamp.
Oh, you don't have Bandcamp?
No.
Huh?
You should get
Just-
Bandcamp.
you
That's
should
a
get
wise
Bandcamp.
word of wisdom for you.
Just too much effort.
I honestly understand that wholeheartedly. Fully, wholeheartedly. I understand and sympathize with that. So, a wise word of wisdom before we play the music to take us out, and we wait around again for next time. Give us a wise word of wisdom if you don't mind.
Have good times.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Thank you to everybody for listening to this latest episode of The Plug Podcast, and that was featuring Ethan Jegers. We really appreciate Ethan coming on to chat to us about his new single and all about what he's got planned for the future with his music. It's very exciting. Go follow him on Instagram at Ethan Jegers. Very simple, like that. While you're there, while you're on Instagram, you can also follow us if you haven't already. That's at itstheplug._. At itstheplug._. We're on TikTok at plugtalk with a 0 and an underscore, where we post occasionally. We try to post more, but it is hard to post lots. And then, yeah, if you're not watching this on YouTube already, you can do that. And you can subscribe to us there. So please do that. Next week, we have a very lovely guest named Dominic Burns, who will be coming on to chat all about her photography work and also her creative directing work. So, yeah, looking forward to that. We'll see you there. Catch you around the bend. Laters.